Hey, Jazz, what's going on, mate? Settle down.
Oh, mate.
That's all
Come
right.
here. I'm supposed to see you.
I know, I'm
This little
very-
bitch tells me you're going to be late.
Jazz, please, just chill out for a sec. I'm really sorry, pal. If you can just do me a favour, sorry everyone, but just come into my office. I've got some hot dogs. Are you hungry? Come on, mate. Come on.
I've got to go.
Well, just come into my office. We'll sort it
I
out.
can't hang around here all
That's
day.
right. That's right.
Chair.
Come in.
I'm trying to do my best.
I know. I'm sorry. We all are.
Alright,
We all are,
mate.
Jazz.
Okay.
But it's good to see you anyway.
Oh,
Good.
nice to see you
Good.
too, Kane. But geez,
Anyway,
mate.
have a seat, pal.
All right.
So what's going on? You seem pretty irate.
Well, I'm just, like rehab and I got to report to my parole officer. I got shit to do, man.
I know, mate.
I know I'm
I realise
unemployed,
it.
but
Look,
I've got stuff to do.
I know, pal. I know. Listen, you're a good bloke, Jez. Look, we don't need to speak to people like that though out there. That's not appropriate. And you're a better person than that. We've known each other for a while now. And that's not your kind of style.
I go out of my way. Well, it's not really out of my way, but I'm trying to do the best I can.
You're doing a bloody good job too, mate. You're doing a very good job. So, look, I really apologise. That was one of those situations.
Say sorry to her on the way out.
Yeah, good on you, pal. You're, as I said, you're a good bloke, and that's not your kind of style. But that's fine. Rebecca will be fine. But if you apologise, even better.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, obviously, if you had a bit of a tough week, has there been something leading up to your agitation today?
Oh no, I guess I'm just a bit pissed off. I ran into one of my old mates the other day, and I'm still. I've been off the grog and I'm trying real hard to yeah, well, every time I go around to see my friends, they're smoking ice, they're smoking pot.
Okay, right. How you going for drugs? You've been.
I'm pretty good, but and I bump into an old mate and I haven't seen him. He's gonna come around, and so yeah, dude, but I've got all this shit going on.
Yeah, sure.
I can't go to the pub, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Yeah.
He says, I'll just slip around, we'll have a cup of coffee or something, and then he pulls out a couple of beers, and
yeah, right.
3 hours later I'm fucking smoking ice, smashed on the floor, pissed drunk.
Yeah. Look,
maybe you don't know what it's like.
Well, of course, we've spoken. We do jazz, and look, we've spoken about these traps. And I know it's bloody hard to stay away from them, but there are times when you do so well at staying away from the bad influences in your life. I know it's really hard in the environment that you got yourself into, what you've been placed into. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But you're a great guy, and you've been doing so well. So let's just talk about a few of the things that. Have got you back into the situation when you're hanging out with those people again. Is it something that you'd like to speak about?
Well, geez, mate. I went to primary school with my friends. I went to high school with my friends.
Yeah.
And then just now, when they say come to the pub and say sorry,
sure.
It's really going to fuck my life up if I carry on
for sure.
Doing that. But then they haven't fucked their life up, and they're still doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's just they say if you invite someone around 3 times and they don't come, well, you never invite them again.
Absolutely.
And so now I'm missing out on birthday parties. I'm missing out on Christmas.
Are you still playing that? Are you still down at the basketball club?
I'm trying, mate.
Right, because you had a great time with those guys. And they I know from speaking.
Well, that's all right for 2 hours or 4 hours a week or whatever. A bit of training, a bit of this.
Okay, yeah, but there's the social life out of that you were really enjoying as well.
Well, when I was doing community work, and they stick me out on the highway picking up plastic bags for 4 hours a day, that was fine.
Yeah, beauty.
I liked it.
And you got
fresh air. It was great.
And you worked well with your teammates and workmates there.
Yeah. Well, obviously we weren't going to the pub or slipping out the back of the tree to have a pipe or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay.
But then you get home, and then what do? Watch TV,
Yeah. How are you going with your rant at the moment? Is you been able to afford that? Is that been any issues?
I'm getting social security type stuff.
Right.
Settling
been paying you on time?
Yeah, I've no real problem with settling, except that you got to stay there for a bloody day to get a 5-minute interview.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can understand your frustration. So don't think for a second that I don't understand how these things can trigger. They trigger me as well. My patience can get the better of me at the best and worst of times.
Yeah.
just before we go on, Jez, I know we see each other every week, so I just to remind you that everything that we say is completely confidential, and as far as the Privacy Act 1988.
Yeah.
When we've discussed that with the legislation, so everything we say is completely and utterly between you and I, and filed away confidentially.
Right. I think you told me that. Anything I tell my doctor or the drug fella.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, Jesus. Got to see him again soon too.
Dr. Seamus.
Seamus?
Yeah, Irish fella.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the counsellor bloke.
Oh, okay. The alcohol and other drugs counsellor.
Yeah.
Well, Trent.
Trent. Yeah.
Beauty. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I was just thinking during the week that you're doing so well, but you reacted so positively with Trent, the counsellor there at the OD.
He's a good bloke.
Yeah, so
but I understand that. Whatever I tell him, whatever I tell you, you're not going to tell the cops.
That's
I know
right.
Somebody knocking on my door and saying you admitted to smoking pot or something
oh my God,
like that.
yeah,
No.
that's
That's
never happened here. Obviously, though, Jez, if you were to commit an aggressive crime or a crime that was, unjust worthy of,
that was pretty bad this morning, but that's about as bad as it
I know,
gets.
mate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're a good bloke, and that's why. That's. But if we get things getting worse than that, then obviously, we've got to look after.
I got on the piss 2 days ago, and I've been crook as a dog until yesterday, and I've not really started today with a great deal of
you been
pleasure.
crook from the grog, or you been crook?
Mate,
Okay, well that's all right.
I might not drink for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm going to drink half a fucking cup of piss.
And then you go pretty hard for.
Oh bloody hell!
Yeah.
So you know what it's like. You have 1 or 2, and then the next thing you know, it's 10.
So I just think that before we finish this meeting, we'll send out a referral to the alcohol and other drug.
Mate.
Councillor Trent.
Maybe Trent might
Get
be
you
able
going,
to put
so-
me on a guide a little bit more.
just to keep you going on the right thing.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad to see you've settled down since your little outburst out there. You know what I mean? Because as I said, you're a good guy.
Now.
Remember we've spoken about the iceberg model.
You mentioned
Remember that?
something.
You seemed to react quite well when I spoke to you about that as well.
Yeah, there's something else too.
We'll go through a couple of things.
Iceberg.
Just please.
That's where whatever your show's on top of the water, and all the things that make you do the things you do are under the water, right?
That's right. So I'll show you on this little brochure here. If you've got you've got an iceberg.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. You remember that you like this, remember?
But I didn't realise how small the bit at the top is.
Well, there you go. And all
Jesus, there's a fucking gutload of stuff under
and
there.
all this below the water, your thoughts and your wants, and your feelings and your needs.
Right.
People can't see that. That's below the water's edge, but on top of the water's edge
that's what Trent calls motivational stuff.
Well, that's your behaviour. It's also your behaviour.
But what motivates you to behave like that?
Well, that's right. So your thoughts and feelings, like your thoughts might be life's getting too hard. Your feelings might be that you're unwanted.
What's the other one? A hand or a brain or something? I don't know.
That's another. Yeah, I liked how you bring that up. And excuse me, when I'm not looking at please, I'm just looking at the notes as well. I'm going to remind myself as well, Jez. That's right. We call it the hand model of the brain. And remember, I was showing you like when so this part of I'll show you on the bit of paper because it's probably easier to show you that way. There you go. Remember. So then, this part of your hand here is your spine, going up into your brain area here, and when your hand's covering your thumb like that in a clenched fist. Yeah. It's all working together, and everything's
tight.
That's right.
So when if you let your hand open up, then your fingers are all of the bullshit.
That's exactly right. Remember we spoke about that again, and your brain and your thoughts aren't all working in harmony. So again,
big harmony.
Yeah, so again, if you just I'll print this out for you again to take home, but it's a beautiful thing to keep on looking back. Dan Siegel's the guy, the doctor, we spoke about him. I don't.
All right.
Please don't ever think that I expect you to remember all
No,
the names of
no,
these
no. I
dogs.
just remember when
but if I get a
it was a
Pampers,
long time ago when you were
Yeah.
telling me about that, and I wasn't really in that good condition. I'm better now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just it's good for your brain just to read over these things
All right. And that,
to rejig how things are going
yeah, mate.
and how you
Yeah, well, that's that
perform
thing,
and
isn't
react
it?
better
You know,
to.
like my father was a piss pot, my mother was a drunk. It's like she had more boyfriends than friggin' James Bond's got cars, you know?
Yeah, I know, mate. So you've got to be look again. As I've told you before, I've never lied to you, and everything we say is completely honest and open.
No worries.
And
about
you've had some tough times in your life, which has created a lot of trauma, and a lot of that.
I'm starting to understand that now.
Absolutely.
But I've got to stop letting them get on top of me.
That's
you know?
right. Yeah, that's right. So we'll work together. We'll continue to work together to stop these little outbursts like before from happening.
Yeah. Well, it'd be a good thing if I could stay off the piss, but mate, it's really difficult. Like when they it's like come and have a couple, I go, yeah, all right, I've got to leave at lunchtime. But before even lunchtime comes, a couple more blokes come in, and then another bloke comes in, and he's just scored, and so you know what it's like.
I know, mate.
And so next thing you know, you're going to go round to a mate and have a cup of coffee, and the next thing you've drunk half a dozen fucking stubbies.
Yeah.
You smoked a half an ounce of pot. And
Yeah.
you like drowned a couple of caps of
So again,
ice, you know, like Jesus, mate.
I know, mate.
So
yeah,
then I'm crook for 3 or 4 days,
Yeah.
and then people are getting up me because I'm taking.
and
my
everything gets
rubbish out,
harder.
You know, what
Everything
it's
gets harder.
Yeah.
So when we've worked together and we've found other avenues to go down apart from these, they have worked, haven't they? They've been positive for you.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you think so?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
and,
let's
and
try.
getting me organised with the basketball. That was great.
So
And
let's.
then most of those guys are into hip hop as well, and it's just great. Sometimes we're like going with the ball, you know.
Beautiful, nice
Just-
one. Yeah. So,
slap it to me one more time.
Yeah,
Give me something else to rhyme. You know,
I
it's
love
great.
it. Yeah, beautiful.
yeah.
So, there's so much things in your life that make you happy. So, I hope that you're really stay on that positive kind of mindset to find the things that make you happy.
Yeah, but see, they all got good homes.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know.
And they all go home to their
Yeah.
wives, or they go home to some of them are uni students, they got
Still with the
study.
parents.
None of them want to hang around with a grub like me, mate.
But a lot of people do, and as we were just saying before, the guys that you're working with and the guys that you're playing basketball with, you're doing your rhymes with, you're writing a bit of hip hop. You've told me several times that you all get along so well, and you're saying now that little crew is good for you.
Yeah, but they don't, they're not nurses.
No, absolutely. No, that's what we're here for, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to support you in everything you do. So, for example, if we need to write a referral to, I remember last week you were saying that you were getting a toothache.
That's driving me nuts too.
So that's going to play with your emotions and play with your mood and the way that you treat people.
Yeah, it's going to be like, I went to emergency and they said go see a dentist, and I've got like a dentist.
Well, that's
you
why.
don't even get them on Medicare, mate.
That's why I was hoping that if I could refer you to the GP that you've seen before through us, who again you seem to get along well with.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a medical practitioner, but I was hoping to refer you to her and get her to either refer you to a dentist, or she might be able to help out. Again, that's not my expertise,
Right.
but are you happy to sign a consent form for me to send a referral just to explain a little bit about what's going on?
No worries, mate.
Yeah, good on you, mate, because as I said, pain comes in so many different ways and you're dealing with a lot. The extra pressure from the toothache.
Well, people at emergency said it was an abscess, I had to have something done to it. And
okay.
all that.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
know what they gave me? Painkillers.
Okay,
Great.
so
I'll take them all at once and have a really good night. I'll
That's
take
right.
them one at a time and just fuck myself for another
Well, that's
week.
why I'm going to also refer you back to Trent at the AOD counselling, just to help out with those kind of decision making as well when you are given any kind of drug from GP
fair
or
enough,
So we'll get over that as
I
well.
don't want to keep living like I've lived for the last couple of days.
No, absolutely, pal. Yeah.
I want to be able to get up in the morning and
Yeah.
do a whole day,
Jez, it's so nice to see you speaking so much more positively already in the last few minutes since
Well,
before.
true,
So
Cam.
you
you helped me a lot.
Mate,
the Lord only knows where I'd be at the moment.
You're a good bloke.
Probably in the clinger.
Mate, I'm here for you. I've told you before, and when I say that, I'm here as your support worker, as someone that you can count on. 24 hours. Again, I've told you, I'm only available between 9 and 5, Monday to Friday. But we've already made leeways to go different directions and use other people when I'm not available. So I know when I'm not available, you can always speak to Susie. You guys are still getting along quite well. She's the other support worker that you've used before.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll get you back in contact with her as well, just for those times where I'm not available. Maybe she can help out as well.
All right.
Because everything's always possible to get better.
Yeah.
So we've just got to keep on working together with that kind of situation. So we've got to kind of we've done it before, but it's got to explore the situations that trigger you off. And I know you're talking about, you're having a tough time with your pain and a couple of other issues in life. But the waiting around, I know I've noticed before that you get very agitated when you need to wait for even a short time. Is that a fair thing to say?
Mate, now that I'm talking to you, I don't know, you calm me down, or just talking to you calms me down?
Awesome. But if I do...
But when I come into a place and I think I'm going to see my mate Cam, and then I get told, no, just sit down, and it's just like, what?
So let's work out some ways to deal with that. So, for example, there's magazines out there, and I'm going to make sure that there's, like Source magazine is a great hip hop magazine that comes out weekly. Rolling Stone magazine is a great one. NBA Weekly, great magazine. So I'm going to make sure they're always there. So if you do come in, and I am busy or running late, there's, you love that kind of stuff. So just always remember that, okay, I've got to wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, cool. I'll just sit down and read the latest news on the hip hop world. What's Jay-Z up to? Dr. Dre apparently is bringing out a new album. Wow.
I'm getting all this bloody stuff on YouTube and all that, yeah.
So you've got, so there's another thing too. If you've got YouTube, bring your earphones in if you need to sit down.
Oh yeah? That's all right then?
Absolutely.
I suppose as long as I don't upset anybody.
That's it, mate. Yeah. Because we don't want you to upset anyone, but we also don't want you to be upset, obviously.
You're
a good guy. So there's ways of just killing
I'm
time.
Not a thug, I know, get drunk and
100%. So again, with the drugs and the alcohol, I'd love you to see Trent again. So we'll write a referral there. Get a write a referral.
A lot better now than when I first saw him, I tell you.
I know you are. You've come on leaps and bounds. It's amazing. You should be so proud of yourself. It's absolutely brilliant.
I'm so proud of myself when I've got my own house, my own car and wife and kids. Then I think, mate, you're getting normal now.
Yeah. Again, you often put a lot of pressure on yourself, Jed. So you're doing so well. So you treat people so well when you're in a good state. So your life's always going to be better from the past. From our experiences working together, I've seen that you. Conduct your life so much better when you're being pleasant with people and you're happy. So it's all about finding some happiness, and it goes back to that iceberg model where below the surface where people can't see you're suffering at times with some unhappiness.
Well, mate, I think part of that is kind of like, I don't know. One of the things that Trent talked to me about was anger management, and that's a freaking thing too, mate. It's just like something, when everything's going all right, cruise, it's all good. But then as soon as something happens and it upsets me, then I just go like fucking berserk.
Yeah, right. Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah. Then somebody says calm down, I just want to hit them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what we definitely.
If they say, "What's the matter?" and I say, I'm being fucked around.
That's right. So one thing we've discussed, violence is always going to be not even an option. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's what you were told before, so we've learned from that violence is...
Mate. There's no intention on my part to hurt anybody. It's just how it makes you feel.
Oh, I know.
And then I'm angry with myself as much as I am angry with whoever upsets me.
So remember we spoke about, in the past, we've spoken about the stress model of crisis. Do you mind if we just go over that for 2 seconds? Because it's going to help out with what we're...
It's going to help me.
Absolutely.
Just remember, I've got to be back at my parole offices by 2 o'clock.
That's right, pal. We've got plenty of time, and I'll make sure that as again...
And that's another
thing. And if we're running late, I'll give him a call.
Like you blokes, I know you've probably got somebody that needs you more than I need you, but I've still got a parole thing at 2 o'clock. No one's
around too much. No one's needed more than anyone else is needed, or flip side of that. But talk about that stress model of crisis.
Right.
Remember, it just helps us. So the stress model of crisis, it starts at a baseline, and then something triggers you, like you've just been triggered by some situations that we've just spoken about, and things escalate because not able to control our emotions, and then we have the outburst. Similar to what just happened out there, but then we have a quick chat. We get our thoughts back together, and we go into a recovery stage. So right now, which is beautiful, we're in the recovery stage already from baseline situation, a triggering event or plural, then escalation of all those thoughts or those dramas, the outburst, and then we recover. So we've flatlined.
Well, that's pretty much my morning, isn't it?
That's right, but now we're recovering. So, and it's good to see you with a smiley face. And it's good to see you. Yeah. You're a very intelligent person too, Jeremy. So, you know, there's nothing that I can say that you don't. Sorry, Jez. I know.
That's what my mother calls me when
I think it's the first time. I think it's the first time in a year I've called you Jeremy.
Probably.
Won't happen again.
Yeah, you want to stop reading your forms, mate.
No, I'm not reading the forms. No,
I've just got Jeremy written on it, hasn't it?
Exactly. But I'm just looking at the referral, and I've got to use Jeremy on the referral.
No, that's all right, mate.
It's on
my driver's license too. Not that I've really got one anymore. It's kind of like been taken off me.
Again, you know, these things
still in my pocket,
and these are things that we're going to improve on. You know, as we venture on as well. So, sure. You know, the driver's license, don't let that get you down. That, you know, that's done. We live and we learn. And we've spoken about it so many times. You realise you did
a car anyway, so a couple of years by the time I get my license back, hopefully I'll be on the road.
That's right. That's exactly right. Listen, Jez. I'm going to get you to fill in these consent. We'll do these consent forms together, and these.
That's what that is with my name on it.
Yeah, that's for Jeremy. Yeah.
Okay. And we're talking about stress management. So what happens? So if I come in here next time and that's right, I just stick on my earphones.
That's right, mate.
Listen to a little bit.
Hopefully I won't be running
some beats going, and then that'll calm me down.
That's right. And you know what?
Right. I can do that.
A huge chance that there will be times in the future where I'm running late for one thing or another. And again, I apologise, but there's so much you can do. So awesome. So you just said then, sit down, listen to your beats, read a basketball magazine. That's one great way of just chilling yourself out. So you're on top of this, Jez. You know, Jez, you are so much more familiar with what you need to do than what you even understand.
It's hard, mate.
I know, buddy. I know, but I'm here for you.
So I come in here and then I feel great, and I might feel good for a few days.
I'll tell you what. You know what? I know we usually only see each other once a week, but let's catch up in 2 days from now. So we'll catch up on Wednesday, and if that's cool with you, let me know.
Right.
Let me know.
How about I come in on Wednesday?
Just for a quick little chat, just to see how we're going.
In the morning and find out a good time for you.
Beautiful, and all those referrals you passed on.
Then you let me know about Trent and the doctor and all that.
And again, we'll go back over.
Susie.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm glad you enjoy those guys' company. Listen, mate. Let's get stuck into this right now.
Okay.
And again, you're a real good guy, Jezza.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, mate.
I feel so much better now.
Good on you, pal.